hold the baby like, oh little baby, it's gonna be okay. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video talking to you guys about my tips for flying with a toddler. So if you guys don't know, last year I took my daughter on a vacation to Disney World. So if you guys didn't know, you can check out those vlogs. I'll link some of them down below so that you guys can see. But along with us going there, we had to take a plane. The plane ride was about 2.5 hours, and then sitting in the airport for some time if you go a little early. And kids flying with a toddler or whatever, infants, it can get a little nerve-wracking. So I thought that I would share my tips with you guys in a little clips of what I did with my daughter. And so let's get into the video. Tip number 1, try to get window seating. If you can get window seating, it'll probably be really easy for you to distract your child from other little things if you just open up the window, unless it's a really cloudy day and it just looks plain white. But for the most part, if they can see the clouds and things, you can point to the clouds like, oh, look at the clouds, look at that, look at that. And your child will be a little bit distracted, so try to get yourself a window seat. Tip number 2 is, in planes, there's usually 3 seating. There's the middle seat, the window seat, and then the aisle seat. I say if you're flying like with mom and dad or mom and mom or whoever, a family, try to do split seating. Have mom sit at one side and dad sit at the one side and leave the middle seat open. Because when that happens, people don't normally like the middle seat. And so unless you're assigned a seat, I'll get into that as my 3rd tip, then try to leave the middle seat open. Unless you're assigned a seat, then nobody will want to sit in the middle, and you'll have a free seat for your toddler whenever they fall asleep, or if you need to just stretch out, lay down, whatever it is you're gonna do, you have a middle seat available for a little roaming space, a little coloring space, whatever it is that you need to do to entertain your toddler. That jumps into tip number 3. So tip number 3 would be to choose an airline that has free seating. I choose Southwest, and I like Southwest because there's always free seating, and actually families board second. So I don't know who boards before families, but families board second. So it really doesn't matter when you check in or anything like that. As long as you have a child, you'll be able to board second with your toddler, which I love about that. And so that's where you'll get your little middle seat thing going on. And for the most part, we didn't do that the first ongoing, but we did that coming back home, and it was amazing. We wish you did it both ways. So tip number 4, I would say make sure that you bring gate check bags. So when you're there, you're gonna be having to check your car seat and your stroller. So my thing that I did was I bought the bags to put over them, because I noticed I didn't have a bag for my stroller at first, and so I took that on, and then like it was exploding and opening up, and they knocked a piece off. It was a wreck, but my car seat was in a bag and it was totally intact, so that was really good. And so I would suggest, if you can get like the stroller cover bag and the bag for your car seat, you have less chances of, if you bring your stuff that it was really expensive, you have less chances of it getting messed up and dirty from them just flinging it and throwing it, and it'll save it safe from bed bugs. So make sure that you get one, maybe put it in some plastic or anything like that, so you won't carry any of that stuff, just in case. You never know with traveling what's gonna happen, so pack up your stuff inside of bags. We're gonna get on to tip number 5, and I think this is a great tip for takeoff and landing. So make sure that for each one, unless it's like a long flight, but if you're doing like a short flight, just make sure that you bring a bottle for takeoff and a bottle for landing. It could be juice, milk, whatever it is that your toddler likes, sippy cup, whatever it is that your toddler likes. But just make sure that you have one, because if you notice when you're going on the airplane and you're going up, we're going down, you're gonna have popping in your ears. When you do the swallowing effect, it will release the pressure from your ears. So when you're going up, along with it being uncomfortable for the toddler's stomach, it's also gonna have popping of the ears, and they don't know how to do things like yawn to get it undone. So if you give them the sippy cup going up and going down, it'll release the pressure from their ears as they're swallowing, and they won't have an issue while on the airplane. And if they start getting fussy and playing with their ears, just give them a couple of sips of sippy cup or juice or water, and they should be fine. Number 6, which is another thing that have to do with their ears, if you're sitting next to the engine or something like that, it can be very loud. So I would suggest you getting some earmuffs. So the earmuffs that I have are the Pro for Show earmuffs. I'll show you what they look like. These are the ones that's built for the toddlers, and if you're sensitive to like noise and things like that, they have ones for adults as well. These are for age, I think these are up to age 2, so they have different levels. Make sure that you guys do get the correct ones for your child's ears, because you don't want to put pressure in the wrong spots or anything like that. So just be careful, but it's always good to have ear protection. And these are how they look. They have like cushion on the inside, and like they have like a foam here, and they're a little bit, are they adjustable? Yeah, they are adjustable here. So if your kid has shorter head, or well, smaller head, or a larger head, it depends. And then you just put it over their ears, and I actually really can't hear anything. This actually is really cool. I should have got me a pair. So if your child is having a little bit of trouble sleeping and everything like that because of the noise, people around, you can always put a pair of these on. And I'll leave the link down below to these headphones, because I think these are really important to have, and it's not something that you normally would carry. So I'll leave the link to these down below. All right, tip number 7 would be to bring your child's favorite toys. Make sure that you have things to entertain your children. And I would say what I did was I brought my daughter's toys and things, and then like if she dropped small toys, I had like a little receiving blanket, and I'd like tied it, and I'd like put it over my lap, so if she was dropping toys and things like that, it'll just drop into that, and I won't have to like have toys flying around everywhere. And so make sure to bring your child's favorite toys, because it's gonna be a long ride, and if your child's not sleeping, then it's gonna be agitated. I was lucky, she's gonna be agitated. I was lucky enough to have my daughter sleep most of the flight, but there were moments when she was awake and she was hungry, she was tired, she was going through the motions, and it wasn't really anything that I can do besides play with her and entertain her with her toys, so that kind of worked. All right, so that leaves me with tip number 8. Make sure that you bring a pillow, because if you in fact do get the middle seat, or you don't get the middle seat, you want your little one to be comfortable, so you can lay the thing across your lap, cuddle your little one, and they'll feel just a little bit more comfortable. Being on an airplane can make stuff really hard for your toddler. No leg room to move around, no ways. You don't want them to be kicking the people in front of you. So make sure that you do have something to keep your toddler really nice and cozy. Just take the pillow, put her in your lap, take the baby, hold the baby like, oh little baby, it's gonna be okay. Kiss the baby up, love on the baby while they're on the pillow. Put them next to you right here and hold on to them, and just give yourself a little leg room, little arm room to play around. All right guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. My little mama's crying.